welcome in our sports editor, Justin Barney, to take a closer look at how the News4JAX Super 10 performed tonight. Justin, before we do that, I do want to talk about Toccoa Creek getting the first win in school history, the first season of football at a new school. They don't even have a home stadium to play in right now. What a thing, a challenge to get a program up and running, but congratulations to Toccoa Creek.
To them, and they had to play their home game at St. Augustine tonight. So great job by Mike Kolakowski and that young team. They don't even have a senior class yet, so congrats to them getting on the board, not even halfway through the season for them. Great job.
Congrats there. All right, let's take a look at some of these scores. St. Augustine rolled. Baker County bounced back from their loss to Mandarin. Columbia with a big win at home. White rolled over Paxton tonight to stay unbeaten. Nice with a nice win. A lot of W's here on the News4JAX Super 10. Creekside stays unbeaten. Bartram Trail was off. Riverside with another big win. We talked about the defense. We just showed you the other defense scoring against them, but Riverside doesn't give up much on defense. And then we can talk about the last game here. Bolles and number 1 Trinity, 35-0. Bolles with a victory tonight. I mean, these teams with so much of a pedigree and so much coming into this game. Trinity, has had a couple close ones. Bolles had a close one, but I don't think anybody expected a running clock at the end of the fourth quarter.
Absolutely not. When I saw Verlin Dormady this week, he was concerned about Bolles' size on both sides of the line. They would control that. They opened holes for Cade Frew, but I don't think anyone saw, certainly not the coaching staff, a 35-0 game. Bolles just completely dominated that game, pulled away late, showed its depth. And Cade Frew behind that offensive line and those horses on defense, Bolles has got state championship expectations, and they may just have the muscle to get there this year.
All right, we know it's a good win. Anytime you beat the number 1 team, undefeated, defending state champs with loads of prospects, it's a good win. On a scale of 10, how good a win is this for Bolles?
Probably a 12. I mean, with how they played tonight. Trinity was number 1 team in our power rankings, and you just don't go do that to Trinity Christian. They put up 53 a couple weeks ago against Clearwater, and you hold that team, the high-power team, an Oklahoma commit at running back, freshman quarterback Holland Hurley has been lighting teams up, and you hold them to no points. Darn good job by Bolles.
All right, so here it is, the number 1 team in our News4JAX Super 10 poll. As we mentioned, Trinity Christian goes down 35-0. That is a shocker for sure to see what happened tonight. The way it happened, maybe not the outcome. I think a lot of folks would say, hey, that could be a loss potentially, but that is going to shake up the News4JAX Super 10. Question is, how much of a shakeup will come on Tuesday when it is released? All right, here is our News4JAX Football Friday game of the week for the upcoming week. Stanton at Wolfson. You got St. Aug at Nice. St. Augustine, a winner at the number 10 spot in our poll. Columbia at Riverside. That could be quite a battle with a couple of ranked teams. And then Creekside, undefeated at Atlantic Coast. Justin, which one of those games really jumps out at you?
You know, I worked in St. Johns County for 11 years, so that St. Augustine Nice one jumps off the page. I mean, those Tebow rivalries of Brandon James, Jacques Rickerson, just something about that St. Augustine Nice rivalry that just makes that game feel a little bit more important.
Yeah, it's one of those games that we'll keep a close eye on for sure, because you've got bragging rights, you've got the county, you've got a lot going on there. I will also say that now that we're basically past the halfway mark, we're starting to see the personalities of the teams and the coaches really starting to put their stamp on things. I don't think I'm going to throw a spoiler out here. Bolles will move up to number 1.
Yeah.
But, boy, that Riverside team, the way they're winning games, not just that they're winning or the scores, the way they're dominating, very impressive.
Yeah, and impressive for Inglewood tonight to put up 18 points on that kind of defense. Riverside defense just absolutely loaded this season.
It really is. All right, so we know who the high-powered defenses are. There are a couple of high-powered offenses for sure. We know who some of the stars are. I think the personality, the storylines of this high school football season have begun to take shape. And now we start looking ahead. Now the district play is well underway. We start looking at the teams that are going to be positioning for the playoffs and what they need to do to make it to the playoffs. That'll be fun starting next week. Justin, thanks so much. Read more from Justin on news4jax.com. Just click the Football Friday page. And thank you for watching Football Friday. We'll be back with more next week.
Live from the local station, News4JAX starts now.
For the first time in a couple years, the Jacksonville Jazz Festival is back this weekend. The pandemic saw it canceled last year like so many other annual events. Right about now, Jazz Fest starting to wrap up for the night.
All weekend long here in Jacksonville, jazz artists will perform in front of thousands. News4JAX reporter Eric Avanier joining us live from the Jazz Fest now. Eric?
So many of the crowd that had already left, some people are starting to come back to check out the performance. Now, I have to admit, this has been a very successful night tonight. Quite a few performances, quite a few people that are out here. In fact, we spoke with one man who said that he's lived here for quite some time, but this is the very first time that he has come out to a jazz festival.
So far, I like it. Innovative, and I think it's going as a way of bringing everybody else together, since in the midst of all this pandemic and the social distancing that we've had. So at least brings a little bit more camaraderie, community-wise. So.
Now, there's one thing I want to point out. Leaving here is going to be really crazy. The traffic is really heavy here on Bay Street. You got people that are leaving this location. They're leaving the other location where there's a stage located where the landing once stood. And you've got a lot of traffic leaving the VyStar Arena where comedian Martin Lawrence was just performing tonight. So obviously downtown it's a little crazy tonight. But then again, it's Jacksonville, baby. Reporting live, Eric Avanier, Channel 4, the local station.
All right, Eric, thanks. Also this weekend is the Falling for Shrimp Festival in Fernandina Beach. Falling for Shrimp is a smaller version of the Shrimp Festival and a way to say thank you to the community for enduring the coronavirus pandemic, as well as earn money for local nonprofits. The festival runs through Sunday. Other events happening around our area this weekend include a Pride Parade in Riverside and a Lego convention at the Jacksonville Fairgrounds.
I saw pirates right there.
Yeah.
With all these events going on, expected to be a very busy weekend here in Jacksonville and the surrounding area, with plenty of people heading even to the beach. But as the Weather Authority Chief Meteorologist John Gahn says, may want to be careful before getting out into those waves, John.
But again, that's the big story for me, at least. I don't want anybody to get hurt. We have had severe rip currents when we've had big hurricanes, like we've seen Sam here, continue to move up and away, but it's been pushing back a deep groundswell, and it's going to be hitting the coast as early as sunrise tomorrow morning. It says 5, doesn't sound all that bad, but it's 5 to 6 in terms of the size of the waves. And with an easterly wind pushing on shore, we're going to see the water run up onto the beach, and when it runs back, rip currents will start to build up, and so that'll be the threat that I want everybody to be alert to. Very high in terms of the rip current risk, large surf, high tides. At high tide will be on the 5s. I'll show you more of that in a moment. Tomorrow up to around 6 feet and up to 5 feet on Sunday in terms of the surf itself. And like I mentioned, on the 5s, Joy, what that means is that as the high tide happens at 5 a.m., all throughout the morning hours tomorrow and Sunday, the tide will be going out, pulling water out and creating those rip currents. Joy?
John, thanks. Well, new details tonight about the events leading up to the deadly shooting of a Nassau County deputy last week. The suspected gunman, 35-year-old Patrick McDowell, is now in the Duval County Jail on murder and aggravated battery charges. In the arrest warrant, police say the woman traveling with McDowell in the stolen van he was driving told them when Deputy Joshua Moyers pulled the van over, McDowell said, "I'm not stopping, I'm not going to jail." The woman told investigators she urged McDowell to pull over, and he did, saying it's either me or him. The woman said after Deputy Moyers asked for their IDs, McDowell reached behind his seat, pulled out a gun, and shot Moyers. She says McDowell then sped off until they stopped and hid under a trailer. The woman says McDowell then let her go, and she called 911. After that, McDowell was on the run for 5 days before being captured at a sports complex near Callahan on Tuesday. In St. Augustine, an 18-year-old man has been charged with negligent manslaughter after a shooting last night at the Voco Hotel. Police say a witness told them Alexander Johnson was playing with a gun when it went off, killing 20-year-old Liam Nielsen Bailey. Johnson is being held at the St. Johns County Jail.
Covering the coronavirus now, Florida, like many other states, is seeing a drop in new COVID-19 cases over the past 7 days. According to the Department of Health, the state added just under 38,000 new cases in the last week. And that's down from the more than 56,000 added the previous week. And the state's positivity rate that dropped from 8.6% to 6.5%. Meanwhile, tonight, we're getting a better timeline on boosters for all COVID-19 vaccines and the approval of vaccines for kids. The FDA says its advisory committee will meet on October 14th and discuss and potentially recommend approval of booster shots for people who receive Moderna's vaccine. The very next day, on October 15th, that committee will meet to possibly recommend approval of boosters for those who receive Johnson & Johnson's single-dose vaccine. Also that day, the committee plans to discuss whether it's safe to get a booster that's different from your original vaccine. And then coming up October 26th, the FDA has scheduled a meeting to approve the Pfizer vaccine for kids ages 5 to 11. Pfizer has not yet applied for that emergency use authorization, but the FDA expects that they will soon, so they went ahead and scheduled the meeting.
Tonight, President Biden is vowing to get things done. As reporter Reed Binion shows us, the president made a high-stakes trip to Capitol Hill to meet with Democratic lawmakers who are divided on his key agenda items.
President Biden making a rare trip to Capitol Hill, addressing Democratic lawmakers face-to-face in a move to unify the caucus to get on board with his sweeping domestic agenda plans.
He's making the case. He believes it's the right time for him to go up there. These are his proposals. These are his bold ideas.
Democrats have been divided on the $3.5 trillion price tag of the social safety net bill. Moderates like West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin holding firm on a lower price tag around $1.5 trillion. And House progressives are holding firm on their side, vowing they won't vote for the smaller $1 trillion infrastructure bill unless both bills move forward together.
What the president wants, he would like to see both of them move at the same time, or at least have an agreement, a framework that would make, I'd say, both sides comfortable. And at this point, the Progressive Caucus has taken that to heart. We are looking at ways to move the needle in the direction that he asked, but we're very happy that we are now, have at least gotten rid of this artificial timeline that really had nothing with the actual passage of this legislation.
It doesn't matter when. It doesn't matter whether it's in 6 minutes, 6 days, or 6 weeks. We're going to get it done.
Reed Binion, Channel 4, the local station.
Waste woes continuing across Northeast Florida as people's trash piles up and recycling has been put on hold in some places. While recycling services continue in Jacksonville Beach, residents there say they are experiencing delays. They say there's currently no consistency with the pickup schedule. City leaders say the contractor in charge of pickup has fallen behind after a company merger and a labor shortage, but the company says that they are getting caught up.
Still ahead, we're learning details about what Clay County authorities are calling a crime spree.
How police say a Jacksonville man was involved in it. Next.
In times of vulnerability and challenge, look to the first responders. In times of uncertainty and change, look to your first informers on the 10 o'clock news. Every late-breaking update.
Allowing evictions to resume.
Guiding you through the aftermath of the day, what it means for your tomorrow.
Changes have been coming into our newsroom all day.
The peace of mind you need every night before you go to sleep. The 10 o'clock news and News 4 Jax at 11. Channel 4, the local station.
Don't let an X-ray tell you your pain isn't real. We work with doctors who can see what X-rays can't. Farah and Farah, here for you, here for good.
Up to 8 weeks of relief with Cytopoint. That's a lot more fun time, right, Max?
Yep, it's life-changing time. Cytopoint is a long-lasting treatment for allergic dermatitis. Just one injection given by your veterinarian can control allergic itch for 4 to 8 weeks. It's life-changing itch relief that brings back the fun in life, day after day. Now's the time to ask your veterinarian for Cytopoint.
Does scrubbing feel like a workout? Scrub less with Dawn Platinum. Its superior formula breaks down and removes up to 99% of tough grease and food residue faster. So you scrub less. Tackle grease wherever it shows up. Scrub less, save more with Dawn.
My hygienist cleans with a round head. So does my Oral-B. My hygienist personalizes my cleaning. So does my Oral-B.
Oral-B delivers the wow of a professional clean feel every day. Always ready, always there. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
The Morning Show on Channel 4, #1, 9 straight years and counting.
By doing journalism that puts you first.
Getting answers to what's important to you today.
Late-breaking updates as we work to get back to normal. Information to help keep your family safe.
Alerting you to scams and rip-offs. Time Saver Traffic gets you there on time.
Watching and tracking changes in the weather with ExactTrack 4D.
The Morning Show on Channel 4 makes mornings happen.
Covering Clay County, where a ride-hail driver is in jail tonight, accused of being the getaway driver during a crime spree that lasted weeks.
Police are saying 34-year-old Patrice Gonza of Jacksonville was one of